My name is Dan from Lawn Care by Dan Paver Patios. Today I want to share my real stories. How I started a lawn care and landscaping business from scratch and grew it into the real company with employees, trucks, steady customers. When I started, I didn't have a big trucks. I didn't have employees. I didn't have a logo. I didn't have an office. All I had was basic tools and Filipino confidence. You know that confidence I don't know yet, but I will figure it out later. My first work truck was red 1974 pickup. That truck had experience. It had personality. And it had a hole on the passenger side floor. If it rained, the passenger had to lift their feet. Free air conditioning and free foot wash. Very Filipino engineering. In the beginning of the lawn care and landscaping business, I did everything myself. I answered the phone, I cut the grass, I did yard cleanups, I did small landscaping jobs, I sent invoices, I cleaned tools, I did marketing. I was the boss, the worker, and the mechanic because that truck needed a prayer sometimes. My mom would say, "Why you work so hard?" I say, "So we can eat better rice." Some weeks I made a good money, some weeks I barely covered gas and food. That's when I learned the Filipino budget system. Gas first, food second, dreams later. My first customer came from word of mouth, yard sign, Facebook, and knocking on doors. I learned quickly that people just don't want cheap lawn service. They want sometimes reliable, someone who show up, and someone who respect their property. That's how I built trust in my lawn care company. As work increased, I reached a point where I couldn't do everything alone. I was working long days, getting tired, and still turning down jobs. That when I hired my first employee, when he saw my red truck with the hole in the floor, he laughed, not in a bad way. The kind of laugh, "We're really doing this?" Until today, we still laugh about the truck. That's how you know your small business is growing, when your struggle turns into stories, little by little. I added more employees, then another truck, then better equipment, then better system. Over time, we expanded from just lawn care into landscaping and paver patios. That's where our name is Lawn Care by Dan Paver Patio, because we just don't mow the lawns. We build outdoor spaces, patio, and hardscaping and projects too. Today, Lawn Care by Dan Paver Patio has employees, multiple trucks, and then do cross residential customers, maintenance, yard cleanups, paver patio installation. But I never forget where I started. I remember working alone. I remember that red truck. I remember worrying if this business would really work. If you're watching this and you're thinking about starting a lawn care business, or you already started, you're struggling, I want you to hear this. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start, and you need to stay consistent. Running a business is not easy. There will be hard days, there will be slow season, there will be mistakes, but if you show up taking care of your customers and keep learning, it can change your life. And remember, if a Filipino with a mower and truck with a hole can build a company, so can you. This business supports my family, supports my employees, and gives me the chance to build something long-term. That's why I keep pushing. If you like video about lawn care, landscaping, paver patio, and small business, make sure to like this video, follow, subscribe, and leave a comments below if you have story about your first job or your first truck. Put in a comments. All I want to hear it. My name is Dan from Lawn Care by Dan Paver Patio. Thanks for watching.